Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of the Crusaders podcast. This week, sponsored by nobody, because we haven't got a sponsor yet. My name is SENPIEMAN. I am joined this week by LancelotArcher.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back.
Techsnologic.
Sa, dude.
How are we? What's going on?
Well, apart from surviving the crazy week of heat that we've had here in the UK, I'm not too bad. It's been a quite chill.
It has
chill
been
day
warm.
That's putting it lightly, yeah. I think the last time it was this hot was, 2018? Or no, was it 2018? Yeah, 2018 August was when it was like insanely warm.
Couple of weeks back.
No, I meant the last time we had a stretch of period like that long. During this time of year. It's probably if not last year, the year before. So I remember.
I don't know. There was a point last year that I think it was 37 degrees on a Wednesday, and I invited everyone round for a barbecue.
That's nice.
It's just fuck it, why not?
That's weird though, because I don't remember me or Diz being there.
Yeah, no, it was a spur of the moment thing.
Where was my invite?
I think you might have been streaming. Sorry.
Yeah, he would have been streaming. Me and Diz were just sitting there. Well, Diz would have probably been sweating and passing out somewhere in his house. Yeah, all that probably. Yeah,
pass.
Yeah. But outside of the heat, how have you boys been? How's the streaming, the gaming sessions been going? Just life in general.
It's been good. It has been a really tough week to stream. I know a lot of people really struggle with it. You've persevered with it. I've not been able to stream. I know Diz hasn't been able to stream either. It's been too much.
Damn it, he moved it. God, yeah, sorry. So you
I was wondering what the hell you're on about then. It's like, I moved my source.
Yeah. we would literally, before stream, Sam and I noticed it when you were sorting stuff out. We were going to see how long it was going to be on your desk before you noticed. We were like, oh, he's going to start his...
We're going to wait until the post show to bring it up.
And we were like, oh, he's going to start his mukbang stream. Domino's garlic dip.
Oh, just the dip on its own? No, thank you.
Barbecue
sauce.
Just a dip.
Fine.
Just a dip. But yeah, I think the heat has been the one deciding factor that stopped the majority of people from streaming. I luckily enough, I had to rearrange my fans I had in the room for optimal cooling so I could stream while the weather was hot. And it wasn't too bad. I wasn't going to stream today, but I got literally confirmation from Asus regarding my monitor situation. And they were like, we're sending someone to pick it up. Actually, that's the thing. Since we last recorded an episode, I've had a new monitor turn up here. One was the Samsung G7 monitor, which some of you may or may not know. It's a very, very swish 240 hertz curved monitor. It's like my newest addition to the stream. It's very awesome. And I replaced my Asus monitor that I had to make it my secondary monitor. And then my other one that was there, I put it into the garage as a backup in case anything happened. 2 weeks later, after initial bought, so like this literally last Thursday, my monitor, my gaming monitor, this second one, suddenly stopped picking up signal, and I spent literally most of Thursday morning with Tex trying to figure out what it was, and we went through everything we could think of. It was like we deleted all the drivers, we rolled back on some other stuff, wiped something else. It was like we just literally tried everything. Like I went through cable changes, different ports, everything you could think of, potentially you could do it, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with it. Honestly, don't know. And I think Tex, you and I pretty much came to the conclusion it was quite literally the port. Yeah.
Display port on the monitor was gone because we tried it in both these graphic cards, but we tried another monitor with display port as well. Worked fine, so it's like it's got to be the display port. HDMI on the monitor worked out fine as well, so it's like
yeah, which was weird because quite literally the night before turned off the PC, where it was like okay, turn on the PC the next morning. What's wrong with you? It was quite legit. Like,
did you have a Windows update overnight?
No.
That's
there was
really weird.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like even if there was a Windows update, it shouldn't have affected the monitor per se. Well, I believe it shouldn't have. But with Windows updates, you never know what the hell goes wrong. Every time there's a Windows update, it always f's up my audio at some point, and I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, so I fast forward a week to where we are today. Asus were like, we've got confirmation that you want to do a return to manufacturer. We're not gonna repair it. We're just gonna send you a replacement, but you're in warranty. I was like, sweet. Driver came down today, literally before we went to play Fall Guys earlier today, Senpai. And then they were like sending me an email going, we've got confirmation. Once we've got it back at the warehouse, we will send your replacement out. I was like, boom, good, all done. But
so Are they just doing a straight out replacement without having to test it, or are they going to test it and then send it?
I think they're just going to send me a replacement outright because it falls under the warranty.
I still they'll just resell that as refurbished.
Well, they'll probably fix it and then sell it as refurbished.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just sending me a brand new one. Once they said they'll send me one as soon as they've got it in stock. So I'm hoping they do, because I don't want to be sitting there like, it's not like I'm in desperate need for it, but just it's nice to know that I have it coming back type situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you went for the 3 years extended warranty, didn't you?
Yes. No, it gave you 3 years. It gave you 3 years on it.
Yeah.
Because I still have a year left on it, so to speak. So.
Well, that's good then.
Yep. But outside of that, streaming wise, I've just been grinding a lot of Destiny 2 recently, just because of the new event that's happened. And yeah, it's pretty easy this time around. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. It gives me purpose in the game. I'm pretty sure I'll be done before the event's over, and September's going to roll around, and I'm just going to be thinking to myself, what do I do now? Because I do not want to play the Avengers game, because it just does not look good, and I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk, but I have to wait till November, and it hurts. I have to wait that long.
How has the new event been? Because I only found out about it because I checked my email finally yesterday, and I got the email from Bungie saying that it's apparently been going on for like a week or something.
Solstice started on Tuesday,
and I haven't paid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it started on Tuesday. So when the reset kicked in, it's essentially lasting for a month. This particular event came about 2 years ago. They did their first version of it 2 years ago, where you get a set of armor, and it's sort of like this time around. It's a more easier time of doing it, where you elevate it to the Masterwork version if you wish to. So you start this time around with blue armor, and each piece of armor has a specific task that you need to do to fully complete this armor set. So it's not too bad. They've made it easier as opposed to when it first dropped, because this one they've given you a special zone for it called the EAZ, the European Aerial Zone. And this one essentially is where you go down, you fight bosses, you complete your activities. Each day there is a subclass which is more powerful than the other, so you'll get bonus orbs for it. And as you progress and complete each armor piece, it goes from blue to purple once you've got it complete. Then the purple have a set of tasks you need to do to get it to Masterwork. And then to complete the Masterwork, you have to do the set of tasks on that, but they're normally all stuff that you should be doing as an end game player anyway. So you do, say, the helmet might need a Nightfall completion, or the boots need a Trials of the 9 run, and you just have to get 7 wins, not flawless, but just 7 wins. So it's not stressing anyone out to get it. The thing that made me laugh is that because I'm a Warlock, and that's normally my main class I do, the boots were like, get 7 Trials wins to Masterwork your boots. I laugh because I never wear legendary boots. I only wear the exotic. There's only 2 exotic pieces I wear for my Warlock. That is Lunafaction for PvE, and the other one is PvP, which is my Transverse Steps, which gives me increased mobility. And I'm like, I don't wear any other legendary boots, so it's all good. But the event's not bad. It's just it was essentially designed to tie you over until when Beyond Light was officially meant to be coming out in September. So it's supposed to be you do the Solstice stuff, and there would have been like a week or 2 later, Beyond Light would have been out. But obviously with the recent changes and delays, it's kind of led into that's not happening. But I mean, if you want to jump into Empire, it's easy to do. Same for you, Tex. If you want to jump in, it's pretty easy.
I was lurking in your stream the other day, and you were wandering around with some pretty sexy looking armor.
I know, right?
I kind of need that. I think you're on your hunter. It was the. Oh, what was the? It was an event last year. You had to charge up the armor from basically white all the way up to purple or something.
That's
like
Solstice. That was Solstice. Solstice.
Yeah,
that event
Solstice
was a couple of years ago.
yeah.
So this time it's no longer you go from white to purple. It's quite literally you go from blue to purple, and then that's it. And then you go to the Master stage. So they've cut it in half. But every character you complete this thing on, it makes it easier in terms of completion. So within the month, you can get 3 characters done within 2 weeks. And that's not grinding it heavy like I would sit 5 hours and do whatever. If you're optimal about how you do things, because you can do multiple pieces of armor at once, you can technically get 3 characters done very quickly, because once you do 1, the second character gets a 2 times multiplier. You do 3, it gets a 3 times multiplier. So everything is like that, quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very quick this time around.
So, say for example, with me being like 10, 12 at the moment per light level, would that be able to get me up to the 1050 or?
So what it is, I think if you grind with me, if you have to sit down and grind it, like we do all the pinnacles and everything that's available in there for you, you will start to get a boost in level. But it means you have to grind there. That's a problem. Like you just have to sit down and do the activities with me, and then if you get blues that drop higher, that's fine. Put them on, and then every time you put more powerful gear on, it will up your base power level, and then that way you'll get the higher gear.
So it's still the same then. It's not like it's not like if I was to do the Solstice event, it would give me that huge boost that I would normally need without the grinding.
If you complete the actual EAZ zone, like the actual area where you go into, there's two tiers. There's two tier powerful gears. So they'll give you like maybe a 3 light level increase, assuming it's not in a slot where you've already got something powerful in it, and your RNG works for you that well. You could technically bump up your level quite quickly. But the way normally the most quickest way people level up to the highest power level is like you work on your worst character first, then your second worst character, and then you leave your favorite character to last. But I do the opposite. I just work on my warlock and be like, I'm done, and then I normally get to power anyway within a week or two of everyone else, because I sometimes get lucky, but not always. But yeah, it's not bad. I mean, considering Beyond Light's coming in November, and everyone thinks that they're going to change the base for Destiny 2 in terms of what content is free, and I'm a little bit skeptical. But everyone reckons Forsaken will be the next content that's included in the base game. Forsaken is a great DLC. I don't think it's going to be free on that content yet. It may be.
I think it's too soon because Forsaken was the last one, wasn't it?
No, Shadowkeep was the last one. That was in October. Yeah, Forsaken was before that, like a year before, but it's still really, really good content. But I don't think that's dropping anytime soon into a free in the base game.
Has what's his name replaced Cade as the Hunter Vanguard yet? I can't. What's his name? Aldrin, yeah.
No, not yet. They reckon that will something.
They've been teasing that for a year.
Well, yeah, that's because of pulled pork. They've been teasing that. It's not been done yet, but everyone thinks that's going to be something that's been introduced into Beyond Light. Because apparently Beyond Light is going back to D1 stuff that's been unresolved, and a lot of people are like, why have we not done anything about this? I mean, for those of you who don't know about Destiny 1 or just Destiny in general, they left a sort of like an open-ended storyline which never really kind of got resolved unless you were very into the lore and really kept up with it. And they gave you sort of like a background into one of the characters, but they never really concluded that arc for them. And this Beyond Light one kind of brings a character from Destiny 1 back, and it looks like it's going to involve her, the Drifter, and Eris Morn in something bigger, which I'm really excited for, because it obviously Beyond Light introduces whole new content, whole new superpowers, whole new subclass, and a whole new set of armors. Yeah, superpowers. There's a whole lot of stuff they're bringing in. The darkness ability looks really cool. I'm really looking forward to giving that a go, because I get a staff and I get to stab people with it. I get to become an actual warlock and be like, thunder.
What about you, Tex? How's Ghost of Tsushima going?
Yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima is actually going pretty well for me. I'm on the second.
How's your uncle?
Now. My uncle's safe. He's safe.
Good.
We liberated his castle. Yeah, I'm on the second act now. So
second act. There's 4, right? If I remember correctly, because I have a friend who played it before. I think there's 4 acts in total. Because if you're on, so it starts at the bottom, right? So you've got the islands, and it's at the bottom. Then there's the middle, and then I think there's like 2 up top, or is it?
I know that there's 1 extra one up top. I don't know about a 4th one.
I think there's 4 in total you have to liberate, or maybe there's 5. I'm pretty sure there's 4. Either way, you're about halfway through, I'm guessing.
Well, no, last Tuesday, this Tuesday just gone, I literally only just made a start on Act 2, but I have not touched any story after unlocking it. I literally went and did, when you first start Act 2, there's 4 farms down in the first section that need to be liberated because they start being attacked by the Mongol army, because obviously you've already taken the first castle. So the Mongols start attacking the farms in retaliation to that, so you need to go and liberate them. And then there's an extra 2 on the second part of the island, which you also need to go and liberate, and then you get a whole new set of armor, which looks really, really cool. It's golden, full-on samurai armor. It looks really, really nice.
I've seen the samurai sets in that game. Like, the samurai sets, the swords that you get, they all look fantastic. Like, Ghost of Tsushima has been that one game where I knew it was going to be good. I personally wasn't really looking to play it, but I mean, obviously, if it ever goes on sale, I'll be like, yoink. But it is like beautiful looking. Like they've really done the work on that game. Like they've done everything they can to make that. I'm gonna say probably the biggest surprise hit of 2020 in terms of like of a game from like Sony and exclusivity and so forth. They've really put the work in, and especially on the PS4 when. Well, let's just say like the PS4 is at the end of the life cycle now, isn't it? With the PS5 out, you're pretty much saying this is the last game, the last big game for a console.
Yeah, they did exactly the same with like The Last of Us for the PS3. Exactly.
This is like what Ghost of Tsushima is. So I honestly feel like this game is like visually one of the most impressive things I've seen in 2022 date.
Yeah, it is.
I've not seen that much of it other than the couple of minutes of lurking in tech streams.
You should.
Because I think I've missed his first 2 streams of it, and I came in halfway through. I don't actually know what's going on. I'll sit here and chat, but I'm really struggling to keep up with what's actually happening.
Yeah, I was kind of catching different streamers. A friend of mine, Lankiller, was streaming it like religiously when he got it. He was like, he opened it, cracked on. I think he did an accidental 10-hour stream on it without realizing he did a 10-hour stream on it. And I was watching, I think, half of that with him. And then obviously there was me watching Tex run through it, and then obviously then jumping in and out when people were on playing it. So I got to see a fair amount of the game, and it looks really stunning. The thing that makes people laugh is the controls. Not laugh, but I say a lot of people have issue with the controls. Apparently, it's a little bit backwards in certain places. There's no lock on. I know that there's no lock on to enemies at that point. You can't do that. But I think there are other things that people like, where most people would think from previous games that you would play like this, it would be like, oh, this button should technically do this, or this command would lead into this.
Like
in
normally,
theory,
triangle in like say for example, Grand Theft Auto, when you press triangle, it gets you in the car.
Okay.
But you press triangle in this, and it's a string attack. So you press triangle to try and mount your horse. You're gonna end up attacking it.
You slash your horse and it just runs off. You're like, no, I didn't mean to kill you, horsey. Come back, please. I've seen some really funny things that people have done accidentally trying to get onto the horse, and it's resulted in like, there's one that Glad did where he was playing Ghost of Tsushima. And he accidentally did like what you just said. He pressed triangle and attacked the horse. The horse ended up like doing this pose, like mounted on top of this rock, doing this. And he looked and went, "Oh, okay, let's take a photo of this." But that was unintentional. And his chat were like, "The hell happened to the horse?" He was like, "Whoa, chat, we just found a new photo for the collection." And he just took a picture of it. And it was like one of them unintentional good accidents type thing. It was like, that turned out well. And you're like, man, yeah. It's just funny. Like I think that game, where Sekiro was essentially like a samurai version of like Bloodborne and Dark Souls. I feel like Ghost of Tsushima is like, trying to think what good comparison would it be like. I suppose like in terms of gameplay, like Last of Us style thing, and in terms of like you'd get into it and really enjoy where the story was going, and it'd be like visually stunning, narratively told well, some funky moments with controls and stuff, but that I don't know. There's another comparison, but that's the one off the top of
Samurai
my head.
Far Cry.
Oh.
Samurai Far Cry. You liberate all of the areas, you clear them of the Mongol enemies, and then you continue with the story missions. And then you unlock the next area. You liberate all the areas again. You get all your fast travel points. You do all the unlockables, and then you carry on with the story again.
Yeah, actually, a good point. Far Cry does kind of do that. Yeah, that's probably a good comparison. Yeah,
exactly.
I was like, no, that's a fairly accurate comparison. I probably should have gone with that. But that's a good comparison.
Any main Ubisoft game like that.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's very true. Okay. Do we want to? We've been away for a while. Do we want to talk about what's happened in the few weeks that we've been away? I mean, there's been a lot that's happened in the few weeks since we've been away. So I feel like we should kind of delve in.
It has been 3 weeks.
It has been 3 weeks since our last recording of this, and a lot has happened. So let's start with the big one, which I feel is the biggest one, because obviously with what happened at the time when we did record an episode, the return of Dr. Disrespect to streaming. So
I was going to say Fall Guys finally came out.
There is that. Yes, Fall Guys did finally come out. And to be fair, that's had like some unparalleled success, like more than people thought it would get, but rightly deserved, I think.
Yeah, I mean, first and second place on Steam was Fall Guys, standard and collector's edition. But for last week, top selling.
Yeah, not bad as well. Not bad. It's only been out like 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks.
Coming up to 2 weeks now, yeah.
2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay. 2 weeks, yeah.
That's not bad.
Doc played a game of it on stream the other day.
I heard that you played a game of it.
I saw the highlights of it, and there was one point I think he didn't actually realise that he'd won.
Really? That's quite funny.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to be like, he ranted and raved, uninstalled the game, and then realized he'd won.
I think there was a lot of ranting and raving. I was watching the video on mute whilst I was watching TV.
Oh, okay.
But it did look like there was a lot of, just
him being him.
Yeah.
But yeah, in regards to Dr. Disrespect, like he actually returned to streaming after being away for 2 months. At the time we were recording an episode of this podcast, and it was breaking news at the time. What was the episode? Was it episode 6 or 7? I think when 6
or 7, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those episodes when we found out that he had been banned off to Twitch, and even now, no one still knows. Well, I say no one. No one outside of his legal team and Twitch know exactly what happened and why he was suddenly banned off the platform for 2 months.
I think this is the most quiet Twitch has ever been in regards to their bans.
Yep. And the thing is, though, it was with undoubtedly one of their biggest content creators on the platform who had just recently signed a multi-million-dollar year deal with them. And then out of nowhere was like, we're canceling your band and so forth. But his return to streaming was on YouTube. And the way he returned, I'm not gonna lie, was the biggest bait ever. I don't know if you guys watched it. I don't know if you watched it. So, Senpai, did you catch it?
No.
All right. So
I didn't know.
Okay, so I caught at the very beginning what happened, not realizing that he had baited like people to come back to watch his stream. So he went live on YouTube, claiming he was doing a test, and he had this graphic up and this animation of something typically Doc, where he's got his Lambo sitting in a gas station in the usual retro style scenery and graphics, and it's raining. But people tuned in. I tuned in like, oh, he's streaming. He must be going live today. All he had on was that graphic with some music in the background. His chat was live, going crazy. People were donating in the first hour like crazy. I think in the first hour that he'd peaked at over 300,000 viewers, and all it did was, if somebody donated over a set amount, there would be like a call out on the radio in the background of the video, and it'd be like, oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, this person XYZ has just donated to the Champions Club. Oh my god, this man's a legend. You know, the usual Doc speech and when he does his shouts and everything. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. He's going to be live within the next, say, like 20 minutes. That ran for an hour when I was there, and then after people started like to dip off, and that ran for 24 hours to when he actually came back and officially started streaming, and he claimed it as, oh, I was testing the stream to see if it works. I went for 24 hours. He had a
24-hour starting stream screen.
He had a 24-hour starting soon screen where people donated the crap out of it. And I do not think it dropped below 10,000 viewers at any point. Because I'm pretty sure even when it was dead and he was probably like sleeping, laughing his ass off at the fact he just left the stream on, 10K people were still sitting there thinking he was going live. He went live, I think the next day. I forgot what time it was he went live. But he went live and he just had unparalleled people dropping donos and everything. And I think he returned to Warzone when he came back. But I think he peaked at something like 500 and I want to say it was like 550,000 peak on YouTube, and then he maintained at like 200 and was it 200 or 300? Either 250,000 or 300,000 concurrent viewers. He maintained it for the entire stream was on, and I think since it's been returned, like he has just been like constant, and he's kind of kept something the same, but at the same time, he's improved certain things. Like I've always admired his streams for his production quality and the way he thinks of how to entertain people. A lot of people don't like him. That's understandable. Whoops. Like a lot of people don't like him. It's understandable.
He uses the green screen very, very well.
He does. That's the thing, though. He knows how to make a production out of his stream, and he does it very freaking well. And love him or hate him, as a streamer and the guy behind Dr. Disrespect, the man is freaking clever at how he's done it. Really clever at how he's done it.
Yeah.
Like I have to admit though, yes, he hasn't responded. He hasn't like revealed anything about why he was banned or whatnot, or he can't legally say what happened. But
from what I've read, he still doesn't know. I know his legal team does, but I don't think that they've told him.
I think that's okay. So here's the thing: why I call that's kind of like bull, because how can the recipient of a ban not know why you were banned, but your legal team knows? That's kind of weird.
It's slightly different from them and us. They're a business. They're a personality. They've got a team behind them to deal with everything. You look at this like it's not him being banned. It's him having a contract terminated. He's been fired from his job, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah, no. See, that I can understand. Essentially, he got fired from his job. That's understandable. But in that perspective, if we were to literally say that he got fired from his job, even if someone got fired from their job, they would still know the reason for why they were fired. He was literally like, "We're letting you go. That's it. Too late."
Yeah.
That's essentially, if we boil it down, that's what happened. But I think he's legally not bound to say anything, even though he knows. That's what I reckon's happened. He legally cannot say why he's been removed from Twitch, because obviously, if he did, and then someone as big as Doc got done for something, whatever his reason was for being banned, other streamers on the platform could kind of follow into that suit. So then everybody goes into like panic, like when the DMCA kicked in, everyone into straight like royalty-free music straight away type situation. Everyone was like super careful and whatnot. The same like for Doc's situation, I see it's kind of the same thing. If it got revealed the reason why he was banned, all the major streamers would probably go into like a weird like strict mode or whatever mode they want to call it, like safety mode, child mode, whatever. They would, something like that nature would pop up.
Family friendly.
Child friendly. Yeah.
That even. Even. But yeah, like his return, I'm glad he's back. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually glad to see he's back because I do find him entertaining. And like I said, he's not for everyone, but you know.
Yeah, I can respect the guy, but it's the character itself that I'm not a fan of.
I think that's the thing most people have an issue with, is the character itself. But yeah, I like I said, I can see where people come from on that, like why they might not like that character per se and so forth.
He's good at what he does. He's got a good business model. He just occasionally says the wrong things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
That's my biggest problem.
And allows his team to record in places that they shouldn't be recording.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
My biggest issue has always been his reactions in the game to, let's say, people of other countries.
You're talking about
reactions to how they play.
You're talking about the Daisy H1Z1 stuff and PUBG stuff, I think, as well.
Yeah, and PUBG, and I think he's also done a couple in Call of Duty as well when he's seen Chinese names and stuff.
Really? Oh, I've probably not seen them, but okay. I mean, to be fair, it's a trend on a character, so you know, either he keeps it.
Didn't PlayerUnknown personally ban him?
He's done that to everyone. Like PlayerUnknown, yeah.
No, but as in personally banned Doc.
Oh yeah. I know the reason, and I know the exact moment when it happened. I know the exact moment when PlayerUnknown banned Doc live. It was like, well, we all know what happened there. So it was doing I think it was a tourney, and it was like it was Doc, Mr. Grimm's, and Anthony Kongfan were in a game, and they had a random fourth. But this is when PUBG you couldn't do like trios. You had to do like
quads.
trios in quads, or you do a squads with a random. And they were like, okay, we found a vehicle. There's two of us on a bike. We're gonna go grab another vehicle. Oh no, they found a 3-seater vehicle, and they were like, we're gonna go find another vehicle. You wait here with the blueberry. We'll be right back. Doc looked at the blueberry for all of like 3 seconds and then just shot him in the face. And they were like, ooh, that's team killing, dude. We can't do that. And then I think it was like quite literally a game later, they just banned Doc outright on PUBG. And it was like,
I don't blame him.
And I'm not delighted. And everyone was kind of like, ooh, we kind of saw that coming, dude. And you kind of brought it on yourself. But in Doc's, you know what blatantly went through the mind of Doc at that point? Content. This is content. Blatantly, this is content. I'm going to shoot this dude in the face. But
the thing is, like, you can get that content for all of 10, 15 seconds. But then you lose out on weeks of content after of playing the game again and again.
You got to remember though, he could have been kicked out from PUBG for that short period of time. He could have gone to play something else, and he wouldn't have mattered. He would have still had his loyal following. But the thing is, at that point, he created drama in PUBG, which garnered attention to his channel. Which was like,
yeah, but it's not always the best attention. That's the problem.
That's
but
the thing.
It's exactly the same as how celebrities work. That any press is good press.
Yeah. And in Doc's case, it was like any content is good content, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. That was Doc's return. Another big streamer who made a return this week was Shroud. Shroud went live yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think he went live. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday or
2 days back.
Wednesday.
Yeah. He came back on Wednesday, of this week of recording. And he had been teasing his return for the better part of the last 2 weeks, and his return was quite impressive on Twitch. I peeked in to see.
I didn't catch any of it. All I've seen was a short, like 10-second video clip. He's got a beard now.
Yeah. So for those of you who
lockdown,
don't know,
mate, lockdown.
So here's the thing. Okay, it wasn't lockdown. The reason why he grew the beard, he had been off since. So essentially, from the time he left Mixer up until his return, he had been off for 45 days, according to him. So he classed it as a vacation. And in that time, he had essentially rebranded his stream, which looks so much cleaner and different now. Like, it's just some of these overlays and stuff and alerts are very, very clean, and it looks very awesome. However, his actual return to what he looks like, he now looks like Adam Sandler from Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't seen Uncut Gems, please look it up, like on IMDb or whatever, just to get so you can
rocking
understand.
a full-on goatee and stuff now.
Oh my god, yes, it is. Dude. It is like full-on Adam Sandler, thick beard, goatee type thing. You're like, ooh. And quite literally, everyone, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's a huge goatee. And then his chat was just like the dude, Adam Sandler from Uncut Gems, and I just started cracking up. It was so funny. It was absolutely hilarious. But with his return, though, he peaked at a 517,000 viewers. And then I think he maintained at 300,000 or just under.
Yeah, I think that was his average, wasn't it?
But the thing is, like, he peaked at 517K. I'm pretty sure that beats Twitch's peak viewership, right? Unless there's somebody else who holds the record. But I was pretty sure that breaks any record currently held by anyone previously.
I possibly one particular person on their own, but like, say for example, I don't think it would have beaten like events for like E3 and stuff like that for game shows.
Okay. In terms of broadcasters, not like an organization or like a special event like that, but I mean in terms of like a streamer.
Yeah, a standard streamer. Yeah, I think that would have topped it out.
Okay, I'm not clarifying. Okay, so just for the clarification, chat and people listening to the video or watching the video, listening to the podcast, I am not saying he actually broke it. I'm pretty sure he's close to it, or it's unofficially there, without actual confirmation, because I don't think anything's been officially released to say he actually broke the numbers. But his return to Twitch was, let's be fair, who didn't see him coming back to Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, honestly, and I'm not trying to throw shade onto YouTube or Facebook or any of the other platforms that are available, but I honestly didn't think like he was going to go to YouTube. Facebook Gaming offered them a deal. He was like, that's not really a deal for him, and he would not have got the reception that he got yet, like on this
Twitch,
week on Twitch, like he would have got on Facebook Gaming, even if he went for the money.
No.
Like YouTube, maybe, but I don't know how well he would have been received on YouTube. May have been good or not. I just
his departure from Twitch wasn't also as toxic as some of the other ones.
Very true.
All moved over to Mixer.
Very true.
His departure was quite amicable.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very true. Very true. But like him and Doc, and we'll throw Ninja in there. It's nice to see them back streaming. I don't watch Ninja's streams really anymore. Doc, I used to watch only when he was on Twitch. If he's on YouTube, when I click on there, I might peek in to see. But Shroud himself, I'm kind of glad he's back. However, though, with his return, he was playing Valorant, which kind of made me go, maybe next stream. Nothing against Valorant. I was quite excited to see it when it first came out. I'm now kind of over the hype for that game, and I don't really have any real love for it. So I have no people watching some people play it, but at the same time, I'm not really invested in it anymore. So
I played a couple of rounds. I didn't do too badly.
Yeah.
I uninstalled it last week.
Fair enough.
Needed the hard drive space.
Call of Duty, man. Like Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, for you, it's probably Call of Duty. I mean, I'm still playing it.
You and your 86 gig updates.
Oh my god. Okay, that's something we're gonna have to talk about another time, because that's a whole other conversation with the current season of Call of Duty. Another thing that this week that brought up was the rebranding or the renaming of Twitch Prime. It is now officially known as Prime Gaming, which they've kept as...
Our Lord and Saviour is dead.
Our Lord and Saviour has essentially...
Long live the Lord and Saviour.
Yeah. The Saviour and Lord of Prime Gaming.
Yeah, Saviour and Lord.
Yeah. So essentially, Prime Gaming is the same as Twitch Prime. You still get the same benefits, the 30-day free sub, and I think
free games and stuff.
The free game. There's more things added. There's like free games and so forth you get through Amazon. Or no, through Twitch.
I've been getting a ping every single day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, I automatically claim all the free games. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. Actually, I was getting a few alerts this morning as well. But yeah, essentially that's the new thing that's announced. So Twitch Prime is no longer around, so it's now officially known as Prime Gaming. But you still technically get a free sub every month to your favorite streamer.
Yep. We also get more of a share from it.
Is that what they changed as well?
Do we?
Yep.
I thought it was still 50-50.
Yeah, I thought it was still
No,
50-50.
we get more of a share from Prime subs.
Oh, that's nice. That's good to know. That's very good to know. Okay.
I'm not sure what the percentage is, but we definitely get more than.
I didn't see anything on that, but that's not bad. What I'd like to see them at least bring in for is the auto renew. Like, so for example, if you always want to sub to the same person, yeah,
Twitch
on
Prime,
Prime.
Gaming.
Prime Gaming.
Prime. Yeah.
I wouldn't use that. I like to use my Prime sub on a different person each month.
Same. I'm kind of the same. I'd like to use that Prime. Also, if I'm going to commit to subbing to someone, then I will actually go out and do it that way. But
I mean, just give people the option. Like, if you want to keep it as to one person, then let you do it rather than having to constantly forget.
Yeah. No, have the option, not have it as a recurring thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have it as a tick. Have it as a checkbox.
Exactly. My problem with the subbing side of it thing is, like, say for example, as soon as it runs out, if I don't remember to sub to someone again, then I'm essentially losing out on days that I could sub to someone. Like, if I do it like 5 days later, that's 5 days that I've just lost out on subbing to someone. Let me automatically renew it, even if it's a
or give you a notification when it's about to expire.
Yeah. Or even just as I say, an option to just automatically give it to someone else on your follow list.
Yeah.
That's affiliate or partner or whatever else. Or even set a list that you wanted to cycle through would be something else that you could do with it.
That wouldn't be
in
a bad
my opinion,
idea.
anyway.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all, actually. Hope you're listening, Twitch.
Should email him with suggestions.
Yeah. Right. Go on, Senpai. If you had something you want to...
I was just about to say, slight segue. Did either of you get your alpha emails from Prime this week?
I never signed up. I didn't sign up in the end.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
Because they don't like my...
I got mine yesterday.
They don't like my @live.co.uk address. They wouldn't let me use it. And they also wouldn't accept googlemail.com either.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's chimp mail or whatever it is called for you.
Yeah. In regards to Brian, I did not. I remember you told me to do it, and I know that I think you and Diz signed up for it. I didn't do it. I just didn't bother in the end. I know they were sending out their alpha testing things this week or last week or what.
So they've confirmed that the alpha testing will be live at least by the end of September.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They've had a massive shake-up over the last couple of weeks, and they're starting to make tracks now.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'll try out the alpha.
Yeah. You have to let us know. Oh, no, you probably won't be able to let us know how it goes because you'll be under NDA, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Shouldn't be.
No? Oh, no, wait. They're gonna go live, right? Isn't it? It's a live service, so obviously they get people in. All right, never mind then. I retract what I just said then. Right.
I'll try out.
A little bit more gaming news. Halo Infinite was delayed till 2021. So the launch title for the upcoming Xbox Series X, I don't know if they still changed the name.
Biggest launch title.
Yeah, their biggest launch title is now.
They haven't launched an Xbox without Halo.
Mm-hmm. This is.
No, they will.
Well, now they will. Yeah. Which is, I'm not gonna lie. That coming out was interesting this week, saying that they were delaying it to 2021. Did they say when in 2021, or they were just like 2021?
They just said 2021.
That's quite broad for them to really like. I didn't read the full statement. I just thought that it'd been delayed to 2021, and they were looking to improve it with quality and so forth. But in my head, it was like, well, after watching that gameplay reveal, yeah, you really need to do a lot to improve. I wasn't impressed with that trailer, and if that was their flagship standard for, they're like, oh, this is what we expect from Halo. All I could think to myself was, you need to do a lot more work, and hopefully in 2021 it really comes out better.
Yeah, just as
so
everyone
what is the
said,
launch going to be now then?
Forza and whatever was.
Is it going to be Forza?
What Forza's always been at
they
launch,
didn't
right?
even say no. They didn't even say Forza was a launch title.
No,
They just said it was coming out.
Okay, so apparently you're just getting a console and you can look beautiful as a paperweight.
You're getting the console and a free upgrade for Cyberpunk 2077 if you buy it on the Xbox One.
Yeah. Oh.
Basically.
Yeah, I just remembered something else as well.
so have I.
Yeah. The game. Have you guys heard of the game Control?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a tweet I saw this morning where apparently they said that they would not be offering the free upgrade to the next gen consoles if you own the game on the current gen ones. And I was like, that's kind of harsh. I didn't read the full statement, but I saw it as a highlight on Twitter this morning that Control, the people behind Control would not be giving upgraded versions to the new gen consoles if you already own it.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's just rough. Because apparently that game is really, really good.
To be fair, that may actually hurt them more than do good for them.
I was thinking like that statement that came out today was probably not a good start. If you're looking to increase sales on new gen consoles, probably not a good idea.
I mean, people may still buy it purely for the fact that they're doing some Alan Wake DLC and they're making all of their biggest games like Alan Wake, Control, and then what was the other one, Quantum Break, that they did on Xbox One? They're going to be sharing a universe between them. So that may get people to buy it on the new consoles, but still...
Yeah, it's not exactly an encouraging move.
So... But to be fair, Xbox and PlayStation did say that it was going to be down to the developers anyway. So
no, fair enough. If they've left it to them to be the deciding factor, I can understand why they would do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was obviously with Halo. We led into that. Another big thing this week was I think it was like yesterday. This broke. Apple and Google removing Fortnite V-Bucks from their stores, or from their respective platforms and stores, and Epic are now suing Apple and Google. But at the same time, Epic reduced the price of their V-Bucks by 20%.
Permanently.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I did not even know where that came from, but it's kind of interesting to see the fact that just rolled out.
It was because the way that it was all marketed.
How much are V-Bucks normally then?
They go from like 5 to 25 to 35, and I think up to 70 or something like that.
And these are just for cosmetics.
Yeah. cosmetics, and buying the battle pass and so forth. That's really mainly what it's for. So, yeah, I mean, I've uninstalled Fortnite off my PC because I just don't play it anymore. And this happening to Epic, it's weird that it's happening to Epic, that they would suddenly just be like out of nowhere, we're essentially reducing the cost on V-Bucks through Apple and Google, and now we're suing Google and Apple.
The reason why it was removed is because essentially Epic had their own launcher on the store, which people would then buy V-Bucks through that launcher.
Oh, so bypassing Apple.
It was bypassing the 30% cut that Apple and Google were taking.
Which apparently is the reason. That's the breach of TOS for them, isn't it? So hence why.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it got removed from both stores, and that's why they're suing.
Yeah.
They've got no leg to stand on.
Yeah.
Because they've bypassed it by their own rules, so they've got no leg to stand on legally. But yeah, it got removed from their store, and that's why we've got the V-Buck price reduction.
Yeah. Which I thought was really, really strange, because I think at this point, Fortnite's at a stage where there's not really anyone going back to play it. And I'm talking like the big content creators who used to play Fortnite. Like a majority of them, I think the only one who I knew of that was still in Fortnite doing videos and kind of playing the game regularly was Cypher PK. But even he has made the transition over to Warzone. Like a majority of them have, because Warzone I think is just better in terms of content for them now, because obviously it's with Warzone and Call of Duty, everyone knows how to play Call of Duty. You may not be good at it, or you may be great at it, but everyone knows how to play kind of Call of Duty. Not everyone can play Fortnite.
It is currently, at the moment, 3rd in the categories on Twitch. I saw it earlier this week at 9th.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It's dropped a lot. I don't know why. Who's left in Fortnite, to be fair, but at the same time, all the big name streamers that used to be in Fortnite have all transitioned over to Call of Duty. All of them have transitioned over.
Tim doesn't play anymore, does he?
Tim hasn't played Fortnite since the start of season, whatever the current season was. I think he looked at the season, jumped in, had a go, and then he went straight back to Warzone. Yeah, like
I haven't seen Wildcat or anyone play it for ever since Warzone came out either.
Yeah,
so.
I'm pretty sure they've all moved over to Warzone content. Like I think the only person who still plays it is Ninja. And I know Dr. Lupo played with him when he did his surprise his unannounced stream return to Twitch. But yeah, like I said, there's not really anyone who plays it anymore. There's Fortnite. I think is, unless Fortnite do something drastic by the end of the year that brings everyone back, I can't see them keeping hold of that crown that they've had for so long as the #1 BR.
The top streamer at the moment currently streaming Fortnite is Fortnite.
Are they hosting a tournament?
I don't know. Championship Series.
It's a tournament.
Of it. So yeah, maybe a tourney.
They're holding a tourney then. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Next item. This kind of rolls round to with the Halo and the Xbox news, but there was also the release, or not the release, but the news of the rumored Xbox release date, which is apparently supposed to be November 6th. Now
next birthday.
Yeah, that rolls around after, if I remember correctly, Tex, it rolls around with the leak of the controller, right, or something. How did it go?
Yeah,
I heard this as well.
There was two bits with the controller. There was the supposed rumored release date, obviously, as you say, November 6th. But then at the same time, because it's a white controller, they, as far as my knowledge goes, they've not announced an actual white controller for the new Xbox.
No, I think it's just been black, right?
A black one, yeah. Exactly. But apparently on this packaging, it from what I've at least seen of the video anyway, it looks official, and it looks like actual release packaging. It also mentions the Xbox Series S, which has been rumored for many, many years, even before the Xbox Series X was even announced properly, that they were going to be doing a smaller, more cut-down version of the Series X to more essentially be in line with the Xbox One S, essentially being a slightly upgraded version of an Xbox One, but not a top-tier spec Series X that will still play next-gen games.
Yeah.
And this essentially confirms that they are doing it, but they are still staying quiet on it.
Which is weird. I'm not gonna lie. We're slowly, essentially, we are a month out, or just under a month out from hitting the last quarter of the year, and that's normally when, by now, we've got in the past we've had confirmation of like new console dates, pricing, and kind of what to expect when they come out. This generation of console, we've not really had that. So we've not had like a release date. We've not had confirmed pricing. Oh no, that's not true. With PlayStation, we had confirmed pricing, sort of. No, we didn't, did we? PlayStation.
No, we didn't.
Pricing. Okay, yeah. So there's no confirmed pricing, no confirmed release date, no confirmed launch titles, and we are slowly rolling into the final quarter of the year, and it's kind of like, what's going to happen? I'm slightly worried like they're going to release it and be like, yo, this is when we're releasing. Everyone's going to be like, why would you release it at this time? It makes no sense type situation.
The only reason I can think
2020, man.
2020. But the other reason is that they are trying to essentially be able to undercut the competition. As soon as one announces a date and a price, then the other's going to say, oh, okay, we're releasing a week earlier and $100 cheaper.
It's Black Friday chicken.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. That's a very good point. Very good point. But that's the thing, though. Even though people you can say it as Black Friday chicken, they wouldn't fall under Black Friday deals, though. Because they would be so brand new. Why would you put them into a sale and lose it? And essentially, what I would say would make a loss on it.
Unless South Park did it.
Unless they're what, sorry?
I said South Park did it. Made a whole 3-part episode.
You can pretty much guarantee that you'll get the official release date and official announcement. It probably will be Black Friday weekend. And you can almost guarantee that some shops are going to undercut the recommended retail price by like $50 or £50 or something like that. Just to get people buying it.
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. But yeah, I mean, the rumored release date, there was another thing as well you said there was one regarding controller. I read somewhere that, this has popped into my head, that there was something of a service that was happening that was ending on the 5th of November, and people were speculating the reason that service was ending was because on the next day, that would be the rumored release date for the new Xbox. I forgot what service. I think it was
Xbox Live, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the Xbox Live service was going to be ending on the 5th.
They're turning off annual price plans and going down to
3 months and 6 months.
A month. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm not going to lie.
They're really heavily trying to push for this whole Xbox Ultimate Pass, which admittedly for the streaming service is decent, but it's really starting to feel like they're doing the whole Xbox One thing again, where they were basically pushing for a constantly connected console, where if you ain't got the internet, you ain't playing your games.
You can't use anything. Like I only use my Xbox. I only use my Xbox One to watch Netflix. And that's literally the only thing I use it for. So if I have to keep sitting there renewing
Netflix and Sky in the bedroom.
Yeah, like if I have to sit there and be like renew my thing every 3 to 6 months just so I can watch Netflix, I'll be like, I might as well just switch over and just watch it off my PC. I might just watch it on my PC actually, if that's the case.
You could watch it off your PlayStation as well, because you don't have to pay for PlayStation Plus to watch Netflix.
Do you not?
No. Only on Malone multiplayer and your online saves and stuff. Did you not know that?
No, because I don't watch Netflix on my PlayStation. It's the reason why my Xbox has it. Well. Lance learned something new today, and the light bulb exploded. I did not know that, but that's really good news. Well.
Yeah, because when I first got my Xbox One, and I didn't have Xbox Live Gold at the time, I went to put Netflix on it, just to give it a try and like see what it was like and stuff. And yeah, it said you can't watch it without Xbox Live Gold. It's like, why?
Yep.
That's odd.
Put it behind a paywall.
Yeah, that's really odd
Which
that they
is
would do
really
that.
dumb.
It is. I find it weird that the Xbox would literally restrict so much behind the paywall, but it's Xbox. What are you going to do?
Microsoft.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was definitely interesting. Okay. Anything else you guys would like to bring up in regards to gaming news that we've heard this week, or anything that's piqued your interest and you feel like you want to share?
I must admit, I've been not following news properly the last couple of weeks, mostly because of heat.
It's been too hot for news.
Yep, heat, pandemic, everything else coming in.
Yeah.
So, but no, nothing in my end. What about yourselves?
Senpai, yourself?
I
Anything
played
else?
a little bit of GTA.
The new update's coming, right? There's that new DLC.
Yeah.
So,
I started it off. I haven't actually delved into it yet.
so what exactly is it? Because I don't know. So for those of us who don't know,
I think it's like the again, you'll have to ask Dinko. He's the all-knowing oracle on things Grand Theft Auto. It's a lot. I think from what I've seen, it's a lot like finding the playing cards and the statues, the figurine statues.
okay.
That's what So you get an email or a text from someone called, I think it's Solomon, and he tells you to come to his place that's in the film studio lot, and he's had his office broken into and a load of stuff stolen from it. I'm guessing you have to go and find it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And
That's as much as I've looked into it.
is it a DLC or an expansion? What is this class?
It's just an
It's an
update.
expansion of
It's
the
just
online service.
here, have
okay.
something else to do.
Okay.
Um,
was that-
Final Fantasy XIV had its 5.3 update this week, which
Right.
people have been waiting
If
on
you
that
wanna
for
play that game.
absolutely months.
yeah. What is
You,
what? Okay,
you should
so
get it.
what did was it
Can't afford it.
5.3? Is it 5.3 the update?
5.3 released, yeah.
What came in 5.3?
See, now, for the last couple of patches, Final Fantasy XIV have been having a collaboration with Nier Automata. They've been doing raids and stuff that are based all around that game and their world and stuff. So the new raid
Glory
for
to
that
mankind.
released. Exactly. So the new Yorha raid released. Obviously, a whole new set of story content. Apparently, it's 5 hours worth of just main story quests alone. They brought in a whole raft of brand new changes to playstyles and everything, including fellowships instead of free companies and stuff like that now. So that's all new. I'm still exploring all of that. But people have been waiting absolutely months for it. I think this is the longest amount of time they've ever gone between one of their large patch updates. So that was quite a long time. I think it was about 4 or 5 months that people have been waiting for it.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
but then what was funny this morning is they also announced for the second time ever they are collaborating with Yokai Watch.
Yokai? Wait, I know Yokai Watch. Why do I know that name?
It's like Pokemon,
Oh, okay.
but with
Oh,
Yokai
right.
instead.
Yeah. Is that the one that was is that a card game as well?
No. It's a kids game. You can get it on the DS and stuff, and there's toys and all kinds of different stuff
Yeah.
for it.
Because I remember when we went to Japan, I started
It was
to notice
all
Yokai.
over the place.
Yeah, it was all over there. That's why I was like, I know that name, but I don't know why I recognize the name. But okay.
Yeah, the main yokai that you interact with in the game is called Wisp, I think.
Okay.
Look at a white ghost with what looks like a black raccoon mask
Yeah.
and stuff. But essentially what it is, you can collect medals in the game and get mounts, minions, and all different kinds of stuff, all based on yokai. It's only the second ever time that they've done it. So I'm actually quite looking forward to that, because they're really, really cute characters in there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that.
It's funny you brought up Final Fantasy 14. A friend of mine is because obviously with the gap in games that's coming up for us now. I mean, unless you're like playing Avengers in September and stuff like that, there is essentially really nothing out until November, late October rolling into November, and so yeah, some people that I know are like, why don't you go play Final Fantasy 14? Or they're like, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 14 because they're gonna try the new content and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, interesting. I've still got people wanting me to play it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea if I want to or not.
You should. I mean, I've just got mittens to try it out over the last... we started that on Wednesday. We carried on playing some of it last night. She's actually quite enjoying it. Obviously, I got Meg to try it a couple of weeks ago, and she's enjoyed it, but she's not managed to go back to it because she... You know, I haven't really pushed her enough, but she goes through a whole bunch of games on there.
Yeah.
But honestly, dude, if you want to give it a try, obviously you've got me, you've got Phenom, we've got a whole bunch of friends that would be more than happy to play it with you, take you through the ropes and everything else. I'd be more than happy to either level a new character with you or just go down to Blue Mage, which is only like level 5 at the minute, and learn how to play that one properly. So I'd be more than happy to do that with you.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate the offer from everyone. It's just for me. It's I've always looked at it and be like, I wouldn't mind, but do you know when you're like, I just don't have the power to be like, I'm gonna commit to it right now, because I'll find something to go back to and be like, I'm gonna play this for a while. Or something else will take my fancy, and I'm like, I'm gonna play this for
That's kind of how I felt with it. I really enjoyed, like, Tex and I started playing it. He took me through the ropes on my first day, and I played a little bit of it off stream, and then I can't remember what it was. Something else came out, and it just took my attention away from it.
Yeah, that's the problem, though, isn't it? It's like it's hard to commit when something else immediately comes out, and you're like, ooh.
Well, that's the thing.
You've got this window of time. It's the £10 a month subscription. So. I'm not in the position at the moment to.
Yeah.
Hold that thought, though.
Lance, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Really,
because with 5.3 release, they've actually updated the free trial. Beforehand, you could only play up to level 35.
Is it 50 now?
60.
Oh, 60.
So you've got the entire base game and the first expansion completely free with no sub cost. But then to carry on playing past that, you have to buy the base game, the first expansion, and the second expansion.
Wait, that sounds like a lot already. Plus the subscription as well, isn't it?
Well, plus the subscription, but only after you actually, as I say, go past level 60 and want to carry on with it. But that is still an incredibly large amount of game to be playing through.
Food for thought. Food for thought.
This is why I definitely think we should give it a try.
I mean, considering if I get this stuff on Destiny done, and I get everything I want of Destiny done by September, I might do that. Maybe.
Well, with my furlough days, I
have some time to kill. Yeah.
Yeah, with my furlough days, I'd be more than happy to play like on a Thursday or a Friday with you during the day and show you how it all works.
Cool. We'll talk about that later, homie. You too, Senpai. I want you in this as well. But yeah, we'll talk about that another time because yeah, that's definitely something I need to think about. This week also, obviously we were talking about games coming out in November. Obviously we all know Cyberpunk's out in the end of November. One of the most anticipated games. Yeah, one of the most anticipated games of the year. Weirdly enough, right, I still cannot find the digital deluxe version of that game that I saw beginning of the year. There's only the base version around now. There's at one point there was like this digital deluxe version for Cyberpunk coming out, and I was going to pre-order it. Now I can't find it anywhere. There's only like a base version of it. The only thing that's like a deluxe edition or collector's edition is the one with the statue. But I just wanted the one that was just like digital content. I don't want the statue. No offense to stuff like that. I just don't have the space for it. I mean, Charmander takes up enough room anyway, but I just don't have enough space for a Cyberpunk dude. But they released their what was it? The Nightwire episode 2 this week. It was on Monday. They went live with it, and they kind of went into details of the weapons and the paths you can take, which was really, really interesting. Now, I do recommend you guys give it a watch, and anyone who's watching this and who hasn't given it a watch, I suggest checking it out if you're interested in Cyberpunk. So they've essentially stated that there are 3 paths you can choose when you're playing the game. So one is Nomad, where you're essentially, your main character is literally a nomad. You grew up with this group of people who, or your clan or tribe or whatever, I forgot what they call them, who essentially roam the outer wastelands in the world of the Cyberpunk universe. And the nomad path essentially goes. You are essentially trying to get in to the cyberpunk city to do what you need to do for that story. And it's really interesting because obviously you start off with that family that you're in. Something happens where you have to fight your way into the city to then stop whoever it is towards the end of it. Another one is Street Kid, where you're born in the streets and you're raised in the slums in the city of Cyberpunk. And then obviously you make your way up that one. And then the last one is one called Corporate. I think that's what they pronounced it as. Corp, I think it was. But in that one, you are quite literally an executive in that cyberpunk world for one of the organizations or manufacturers or enterprises in it, the one that you're facing off against. And then obviously it's sort of like a whistleblower style thing where you work your way to find out what's going on and so forth. And it looks really interesting. But as they were previewing it, I was very excited to try out Street Kid because I was like, you know what, that seems like that would be a good starting point for a lot of people, and then you could obviously diverge to other twos. They did state though that each one of the paths that you took, none of them intersect. It's all uniquely that one. Okay. So I was kind of like, that's kind of cool. They then showed off some new weapons that was coming, and one of them was a thermal katana, and I got very excited because I was going to enjoy slicing people. A thermal katana.
So a lightsaber.
Well, think of it as think of it as a very bright. Well, I will say it's a katana with a very shiny red edge.
Okay.
It looked.
So it's the sword from No More Heroes.
Pretty well. That's more like a light bulb.
But that's a blue one. But still, it was basically that where you'd have the handle. It'd have. Think of it kind of like.
The thing is, No More Heroes. It wasn't technically a sword. It was quite literally like. It was like that equivalent of a lightsaber. It was quite literally. It had a point, and it had a tube that went up a tube. It had a thing that a support.
Yeah, a support tube that went up and then came back in, and then had the balloon beam coming down. Didn't it?
Yeah. That's what I was like. That's technically like. Do you know you get those fluorescent lights that you see in people like in superstores? It's like that, but handheld. I was like, he's just got a.
To me, it was basically like a giant thin hacksaw.
Yeah. But yeah, it was that they shut off, and then. Which I was really cool to see because I was like, oh, we actually get swords, especially a thermal katana. I was like, that's going to be so much fun slicing and dicing people. They then introduced a smart shotgun, an
aimbot.
Not
apparently.
Yeah.
From what I heard, it is basically aimbot.
It is. So essentially, what it is, you can shoot. Is it that one or the SMG? One of them has an aimbot, and I think it's the SMG. So you could fire rounds. You had to just highlight you locked onto the opponent. And you just slightly move to the right or left, and you just watch the bullets curve towards them. It was very exciting. I was very impressed by it. And then they went. I think they just showed off another weapon. I forgot what the other weapon was. But the stuff they were showing was really, really cool, and it made me just think to myself, I should really pre-order this game very soon. I'm gonna literally wait till launch. But that was good to see. What else was there? There was, I think Tex brought this up earlier as we were thinking. Pre-show, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla game director was sacked. Was it this week or last week, dude?
This week.
He got sacked. Now, Valhalla is out in a month, 2 months, month and a half.
It's out end of October.
End of October.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's out in like 2 months. That's kind of surprising because seeing all the good press the game had been getting, that's kind of worrying that the game director gets fired 2 months out before release.
To be fair, he's basically done his job already.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean,
it's for the rest of the team to tidy up.
That is true. It is probably still for the rest of the team to tidy up. But it's kind of one of those things where you hear it's like the game director for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a very highly anticipated game for the Assassin's Creed series, and then something there's that one asterisk star beside the good press that's come out.
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder if they're going to do a whole Hideo Kojima with it, where they just are they going to take that guy's name out of it completely and just put the new director's name in first, and he gets all the credit?
Oh wow, that would just be harsh. Can you imagine that? Just getting a train. Holy crap! He just got Hideo Kojima. God damn! That just becomes a running.
Don't you just hate it when you get Hideo Kojima?
Oh mate, like did you hear? Hanson got Hideo Kojima. Oh my god, he's never allowed to work in the industry ever again. Everyone just goes to work under Kojima Productions. Hideo Kojima, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Wait, technically, didn't Dr. Disrespect get Hideo Kojima?
That's kind of true. Yeah.
Completely removed and wiped from Twitch.
That's true. That's kind of true. So he could be
He
an
didn't
Epic
put
G
porn on his
Productions.
account.
That's true. He did not get that at the end of his account. That's very, very true. Wow. That has been... Well, that was just weird.
It's been a roller coaster, man. It's been a roller coaster.
It really has. It's just, it's weird. In the 3 weeks since we last did an episode, a lot has happened. A lot has really happened. It's been kind of weird, but yeah. Right. Anything else you guys want to say? Anything you want to bring up? Continue on with?
No, just other than you really, really need to play Final Fantasy 14.
There are many things I need to do. I just haven't got around to them yet. I'm one of those who, like, I will eventually... Like, to be fair, I haven't even finished Final Fantasy 7 Remake yet because I've just not found the time to sit down and finish it. I think I've got like 4 or 5 chapters left of the game to complete, but I've just not had a chance to sit down and play it. Phenom's probably sitting there, like, pulling his hair out and, you know, breaking his controller, but...
Probably.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. I do need to finish it, so I want to get to the end of that. It's a great game, but just not found the time to do it yet.
Is there any speculation over a PC release for that yet, or is it still exclusive?
Apparently, it's next year. I think it's meant to be like Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
It's apparently Sony have got like a year's contract. Yeah,
yes, it's 1 year. Right. Yeah, and then I think next year it's out exclusive. It's going to be out on PC. So I was like,
I'll pick it up for PC more than anything.
I'll get both.
Why?
Because, you know, I'm an idiot. I want 2 copies. I want 2 copies of the same game.
Yeah, you'll get the game on PC and you'll do exactly the same. You'll get 4 to 5 chapters away from the finish and you just won't finish it.
Probably.
We've had this conversation before. I have 4 copies on various different platforms of Terraria.
Of GTA?
And I've only recently just started
Terraria?
playing and of GTA.
Wait,
yeah, I've got Terraria on PC, Xbox, PS4, and something else.
Switch?
Maybe in 360. No, I don't think it's out on the Switch yet.
360? I didn't even know the game was out back then.
It is that old, yeah.
Wow, okay. I did not know that. That's another light bulb blown in my head today.
I think the only copy of Terraria that I've ever paid for is the one that we're currently playing on PC.
Ah, okay.
I think the other ones have been through like Games with Gold or PS Plus or something like that.
Yeah.
I see.
One last bit of news. I don't know if you guys have seen, because it has been announced, but it hasn't really been major news or anything. But back in summer, Steam did a event whereby they released quite a few demos of different games that were already available. They are doing exactly the same, I think, in October, but they are increasing the amount of demos being available exponentially.
Right. Oh, I vaguely remember that, actually, yeah.
I didn't even know they did that. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm still working on my game at the moment. It's already been paid for to go onto Steam and everything, so I get little news updates for that. And I got an email a couple of days back basically saying, like, if you want to make your demo available, let us know, and obviously we'll get everything ready to help you put it on the store and stuff. I don't have one ready yet, but...
It's nice that they offered to do that, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But obviously that would have gone out to basically all developers that are on Steam at the moment, so... Yeah, we don't know how many games are going to become available as a demo, but it's definitely possible that we could see hundreds, maybe even thousands.
That's cool. That's
I'll play a demo.
Exciting. Yeah, that's cool. Definitely to do that.
So I just thought I'd mention that as well.
No, that's a good. That's not a bad thing to bring up, actually.
I don't think there's been anything else really majorly noteworthy. All the news is pretty much dried up since the Xbox showcase.
That's true. I mean, there's obviously the rumored PlayStation one, which is meant to be. I'm pretty sure someone told me it was meant to be within the next month or so. Like,
well, there was rumors of one being in August, and then that turned out to be their state of play to show a whole bunch of PS4 and some PS5 stuff. But they did announce, like, I think it was about a week ago.
Oh,
they
I
did a
completely
state of
missed
play.
that then.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch it.
I completely missed that.
They showed some more Godfall, sorry. They showed some Crash Bandicoot 4 stuff.
God of War.
I'm mixing up Godfall, God of War, and Fall Guys all together.
Could you imagine the crossover?
The crossover nobody asked for.
The crossover nobody asked for, but we got it anyway. Could you imagine just the Fall Guy just running out, looking like Kratos, and like, and he just falls over, and he's like, then starts doing the chicken thing. He's like, Oh my god,
Fall Guys.
that would be quite funny. That would be like the biggest DLC drop for Fall Guys.
It really would. If you guys haven't been keeping up with their Twitter, they are promoting for or at least pushing for so many collaborations with different developers.
I have.
Oliver, age 24, is going to get a knighthood at the end of this year. that dude has worked.
He is doing some of the best social media interactions I have seen from a company in many years.
Yeah, I think the last thing I saw that made me laugh was his like interaction to get KFC a skin, the Colonel. Yep. I was like, that would be so funny. I mean, granted, he actually.
I also found out this week that KFC gaming is a thing.
Yeah.
What? KFC gaming?
Yeah. They were the ones that did the Colonel dating game.
Yeah, no, I'd completely forgotten about that.
I thought that was just like a third party thing. I didn't realize it was actually a legit thing.
No, that was KFC gaming. They made that Colonel dating game.
Oliver's girlfriend is a game dev. She's made, I think she made Gree. But I think she also had a hand in Perfect Date.
Right.
Which I think that's how I know Oliver from Perfect Date.
Okay.
And I think they worked on Finger Licking Chicken Dating Simulator, whatever it was.
The one that you streamed a while back.
I still also can't remember how I ended up in the closed beta or the closed alpha for Fall Guys. I don't remember registering for it, but I've been in it since April.
Wow.
They always used. I can't remember. I've signed up for something with Devolver, but they used to always do their playtests on Wednesday nights, which is normally when I'm away from my computer, or on Friday nights when I'm normally doing a podcast. So I was never actually that heavily involved with them. I did a couple, but not that many.
Fair enough.
I should be getting my Crash Test Dummy skin sometime next week, apparently.
Is that for participating in the alpha?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad then. At least you're getting free stuff for doing it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Could have done with a free couple of keys or something, but, you know. They weren't expecting to be as big as they've become.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Okay. Do we want to...
Is that where we want to leave it?
I was say, do we want to end that here for today? I think that's not a bad spot. Cool.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us for this episode of the Crusaders podcast. This was episode 9. I was joined this week by LancelotArcher. You can find him on various social platforms at
twitch.tv/LancelotArcher or at SureArcher on Twitter.
Techsnologic.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Techsnologic or same again on Twitter as well. He's just at Techsnologic.
And same for me on all major platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Guys, thank you very much for joining us for this episode. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye.